I could wait to see ya. But the truth, I got some kind of amnesia. You crept up on me, said you thought of me, finally. And finally, since we let go, you're ready to say hello. What did you hope to see coming to this place? Said you'd never call up, now you're all up. My face, my face, my face, no. You're like a time traveler. You like to go backwards. You're like a time traveler, running from the future. Time traveler. Time traveler. This area you made restricted off limits. Thought I would miss it before I ditched it, dismissed it. Yeah, I was timely, but I fall out for you. And after 3 years of living, you're asking to go back in. What did you hope to see coming back to me? Are you satisfied now? Could you die now? Happily, 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 happily.
Woo! Good evening, people. Oh my God, happy Sunday, y'all. Oh my God, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. You know what we got to do? We got to stay prayed up. On Sunday, we got to stay prayed up, don't we? Hold on one second here. Después de una hierba, amén. La narga de tía Beverly Canoni está cagada. Amén. Oh my God. Somebody put a leash on me. Oh my God. I'm too giddy this weekend, people. I am too giddy. Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta handle something real quick here. I am just a girl in the world, gifted 5 memberships during the intro. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Yo, I mean, it's just one thing after the other. So let me go ahead and I'm not even gonna waste any time. So what I'm gonna do, well, I guess I'm gonna waste a little time. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what I got planned for today. And first off, I'm gonna read a article, or at least excerpts from it, sent to me by somebody who was very, very giddy about this morning, written by Howie Carr. And so there's been a whole lot of talk about what's going on here. And oh my goodness, Mousy66, member for a month. Thank you. Love being here with you all. We love you being here. Thank you so much. So Beverly Canoni apparently is off of the Karen Reed trial as of January 1st. Okay. Now, so I'm going to read the Howie Carr thing, but I'm also going to tell you guys, after I read that, I'm going to go over the Commonwealth's motion. Now, I know it's kind of old news. I know that Turtle Boy's touched on it. I know that Attorney Melanie Little has touched on it. I know everybody in the world has talked about it, but and every time I was about to talk about it, like something just came up, whether it be in my personal life or whether it be YouTube, like any like Karen Reed related stuff, because I mean, there's just been one thing after the other. I mean, Mark Betterow lit a spark, and these are fun times, folks. These are fun times. There's so many things that make it fun, especially this.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super 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 dad. Super dad.
You just wanted to see the super chat dance. I'm just a girl of the world. You got it. I played the whole thing. People, it's been an interesting weekend. So now let me tell you guys what I subscribe to. Okay. It's no secret that, you know, I had a different look on life a while back, and it took hitting rock bottom to kind of jolt this new woke sense, for lack of a better term. I mean it in the real sense, not in the liberal sense. So, and since I've adapted this perspective on life, I do truly believe that we are exactly who we are, where we are, when we are, how we are, and why we are supposed to be right now. I truly believe this with all my heart. And I believe little things. It's fun to catch the little things that rejuvenate this belief in me. This being one of those things, because I was a little bummed out. I was like, I haven't had a chance to go over this this Commonwealth filing. And yesterday, Attorney Melanie Little dropped a little tidbit of information that Judge Beverly Cannoni has set. What's up, Mazza? Judge Beverly Cannoni has set a date to go over this motion on the 13th of November, I believe. And I believe that usually you wait till the other party can respond to the motion. The defense hasn't had a chance to respond to this motion yet that I'm about to read. So this development has taken place since I have not had a chance to go over this Commonwealth motion. So in that sense, it's going to hit a little different, I think. Then on top of that, the fact that Judge Beverly Cannoni, well, the rumor, but by a very reliable source where Howie Carr, a very respected journalist, has printed today, wrote and printed that he has a very reliable source saying that Judge Beverly Cannoni is out as of January 1st. So that little tidbit of information is also going to make this Commonwealth motion hit a little different. So again, we are exactly who we are, what we are, where we are, when we are, how we are, and why we are exactly where we're supposed to be right now. All of those things. Ditto, thank you so much. I needed to hear your thoughts about life right now as I'm going through a real hard time dealing with grief. Yeah, that's it's tough right now. Because yeah, there are people that I know of who are dealing with some really tough things right now too, and and I hate that I can't just take it away, you know. And also, with all of this good news going on over the weekend, I mean, we've got these two things that I just talked about as far as Beverly Cannoni, but we've also got Tully being pulled out of the Norfolk County District Attorney's office. We've got this Traub dude now he's now the spokesperson for the unless I'm getting the names confused, but the spokesperson for Michael Morrissey at the Norfolk County DA's office jumped ship. And now some dude from the Chronicle has taken over, and the timing is a little weird. And I was glad Turtle Boy last night went over that his thoughts on that, because I when I was live earlier before that, I was saying the same thing. I was like, it seems kind of weird that this dude would leave this cushy job with the Chronicle to go jump onto a sinking ship. It's very strange. So it's so I have yet to read this thing in its entirety, and so I'm going to attempt to do that today, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm just going to give my take on it. Now, mind you, I'm not an attorney, and yes, I have been collaborating with attorney Melanie Little, but that's kind of why, in part, just a small part of that is she's an attorney and I'm not. So she would be the one to be able to actually translate these things. I'm going to say words that I've never heard before. This is what always happens when I read court documents, so please bear with me. But I'll get the gist. And yeah, so before I get into that, let me see something real quick. I have to just play this real quick because I didn't even realize that's what that was. Remember, I showed that collage that was posted on Twitter. And I posted that collage. I'm trying to find. Wait a second, man. This is very difficult to find here. Why am I having a hard time finding this? I guess I'm just gonna have to go straight to his channel. Yeah. So I know that there was this collage, for this. I just, it totally went over my head that there was this Ratchet Madness thing. And I saw this last night and I was dying laughing. Whoever put this video together, seriously, kudos. Absolutely. My respect, because I gotta play it because it's really funny.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life.
This music is killing me, bro. Now I'm absolutely gonna get dinged for this, but it's so worth it.
Oh, one knows just how hard you worked, but now it shows in one shining moment. It's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're frozen in time. But time is short.
Yeah, man, that would have been
long. In the blinking of an eye, that moment's gone, and when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best, because inside you knew that in one shining moment you reached deep inside. One shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart.
Wow.
Feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest. It's more than a
Oh my God, dude. This is fucking brilliant.
when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best, 'cause inside you knew. In one shining moment, you reached for the sky. In one shining moment, you knew, yeah. In one shining moment, you're willing to try. In one shining moment, you knew. One shining moment.
Wow. Wow. Always a different winner, too. That's amazing. I mean, my hat's off to Turtle Boy and his team. Oh my God, I got to get rid of that before I get dinged for that. My hat's off to Turtle Boy and his team for that. Amazing. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. I was moved. I'm not even going to lie. I was fucking moved. Oh my God, dude. Fantastic. All right, let's go over this fucking dipshit. So, the Commonwealth. So Michael Morrissey decided, okay, well, I'm gonna put Lally at second seat, and I'm gonna hire Whitey Bulger's defense attorney to prosecute a case that's unwinnable. Because that doesn't scream corruption at all. And I mean loud as fuck. But so so this dude files this motion here, and I haven't read it yet. I know from all the chatter since it came out, give or take what it's about, what it contains, but I haven't read it myself. And like I said, I feel like it's going to hit a little different now that Judge Beverly Cannoni is out. La nalga está cagada. She's out January 1st, and she set a hearing for this without the defense filing a response to this motion. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So hold on a second. Let me get this. I'll just get it. I'll just start reading this bitch. Let's do it. All right. Hank Brennan. Let's see what you're made of, my friend. Do you guys like my thumbnail? I thought it was so cool that I found that picture of the three of them, and I've used it before, and I was able to use it where it worked out. It's one of those things, man, just fucking came together, Amazing. This live stream has not been rehomed as of yet. It has not. All right, let's read this crap. And so, yeah. And let me just share my thoughts of Hank Brennan real quick.
Ooh, you suck.
Yes, you are a horrible, horrible human being, my friend. Because this is an unwinnable case. She's innocent. And you're doing this for peanuts. And that's got to tell me that you are dirty. Issues presented. The jury reported 3 times in increasingly sharper terms that it was deadlocked. Its third and final note said that the jurors remained starkly divided over the charges and further deliberations would be futile. At no point did the jury express the prospect of unanimity on any charge, and the defendant argued at the time that the jurors were at an impasse and hopelessly deadlocked. Did the trial judge abuse her discretion in declaring a mistrial based on the deadlock reported by the jury? You see that little jab right there? Did the trial judge abuse her discretion? Nobody accused her of that except for like me and like people on YouTube. Like the defense never accused her of this, right? So, like, not in their motion, nothing. So right there, that's a big red flag. So he's trying to plant shit in Cannoni's head right here. Because yeah, I said that shit 100 times. I'm saying it again. The defendant did not object to the declaration of the mistrial. The judge found that the defense counsel had multiple opportunities to raise an objection, and she explicitly found not credible the defendant's assertions that the mistrial was sudden and unexpected. On that, defense counsel was not afforded an opportunity to be heard. Did the judge err in concluding the defendant consented to the mistrial? Look at this. He's trying to like manipulate Auntie Bev to like turn her on the defense, but she's already turned on the defense. Now he's just trying to like play off of it and piss her off. It's really childish. Like this is a really childish approach. And I wonder if Bettero or Little or any other law tuber would agree with me. Because it seems really childish, frankly. It seems extremely childish. Excuse me. Wow. The judge did not return, announce, and affirm any verdicts in open court. Was the defendant acquitted of the charges of second-degree murder and leaving the scene? And the fact that he's forming this in questions like that is so fucking condescending. You know what I mean? Like, it's just condescending. The guy's coming off like a fucking smug asshole, like in the very first paragraph. Like, I mean, tell me, am I overthinking this? Or, because I'm just a layman. You know what I mean? I'm just a layman reading this shit. But it seems really, really manipulative, and it seems really childish in the sense, like, you know, and like condescending by asking questions. Oh, did this happen? And the form of the questions, like the questions themselves, are super condescending. Did the judge err in calling a mistrial? Like, fuck this guy. Seriously. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to read the Howie Carr thing first. Let me do that. Give me 1 second here, folks. Okay. More bad news for Meatball Morrissey attempts to frame Karen Reed. Hearing from reliable sources that Judge Beverly Auntie Bev Cannoni is out as of January 1st as the boss of Norfolk Superior Court. Her current title is Regional Administrative Justice, RAJ, as in the old days of British colonial rule in India. What? Not sure if RAJ is like being president of the Elks Club for a year or so, and when you're rotated out automatically. But judicial sources tell me that when the RAJ is replaced, as Cannoni is about to be, she generally moves out of the rotation of the county they were bossed of. In this case, the rotten borough of Norfolk. Often he deposed RAJs flee their previous base for their Cape mansions until they reach mandatory retirement age of 70. Doesn't Auntie Bev have a mansion in Centerville? If Cannoni's out of Norfolk County courtrooms, and I don't know for sure that she is, and it's unlikely to be officially announced anytime soon to avoid further humiliation for the reeling meatball mob. Oh my God. Any judge would be an improvement. I love Howie Carr, bro. Any judge would be an improvement if indeed Morrissey's second attempted necktie party for Karen Reed takes place in Dedham in January. As you know, the fix was always in with Cannoni presiding, quote unquote. He put presiding in quotes. Remember when jury verdict forms with no options for a not guilty finding? Cannoni is second generation hack layabout. Her father was a courthouse payroll patriot in Quincy Meatball's hometown. Age 63, she has never worked a day in the dreaded private sector. Her hack brother was the public defender for jailbird Chris Albert, the Canton Selectman, piss poor pizza purveyor, or mediocre, in brother of dodgy cops Brian and Kevin Fat Albert. Oh my fucking god, dude. Howie is killing me right now, dude. In 1994, jailbird Chris was convicted of killing a guy in a hit and run car accident and did 6 months in the HOC. In other words, Cannoni is Norfolk County Norfolk County hack royalty. Of course, she refused to accept the not guilty verdicts from the jury in Karen Reed's first kangaroo court trial. I just hope that being stripped of the RAJ title means Auntie Bev is gone, period, from Norfolk County. It would be good justice for justice, bad news for the just us corruption. I love that. That has destroyed all confidence in law enforcement under Meatball Morrissey. This has not been a good weekend for Meatball. The only upside, as I mentioned in my Herald column today, is that the Pats game in London started early. So it's kind of like Thanksgiving morning, and you get to have booze on your breath before noon, like before the traditional high school games, and everybody pretends to not notice. Right, Meatball? Pour yourself another Captain and Cola in memory of Auntie Bev, the framingest judge south of the Neponset. Sorry. Fantastic. Wow. Yeah, we got to for Howie Carr, people. Absolutely amazing. Dude is something else. The jury did not return, announce, and affirm any verdicts in open court. Was the defendant acquitted of the charges of second-degree murder and leaving the scene? Statement of the case. On June 9th, 2022, a Norfolk County grand jury indicted the defendant Karen Reed for murder in the second-degree manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or having a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or greater, OUI manslaughter, and leaving the scene of personal injury resulting in death. The jury trial on the three indictments began on April 16th, 2024, Beverly J. Cannoni presiding. On June 25th, 2024, the what is that? Hold on. What is that?
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat.
Grandmaster Sid Sophos, thank you so much. See, he gets a super chat dance, folks. Sorry, but Grandmaster Sid Sophos is my homie, and he's been with me for a long time, man. And it's really great to see him in the chat. So thank you, buddy. A jury trial on three indictments began on April 16th, 2024. Beverly J. Cannoni presiding. On June 25th, 2024, the 37th day of trial, the jury began deliberating. In addition to the three charged offenses, the trial judge instructed the jury on two lesser included offenses of OUI manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter by wanton or reckless conduct, and motor vehicle homicide by negligent operation while under the influence of alcohol. Now, the footnote here says the record appendix is cited as R The Commonwealth's supplemental record appendix is SR, the defendant's brief as DBR, and the amendum to brief is okay, useless. On July 1st, the fifth day of deliberations, the trial judge declared a mistrial based on jury deadlock. On July 8th, 2024, the defendant moved to dismiss the charges of second-degree murder and leaving the scene on double jeopardy grounds. The motion was accompanied by 2 affidavits from her attorneys. The Commonwealth filed a written opposition to the motion, and the defendant filed a reply. The defendant also filed 3 supplemental memoranda, each accompanied by an affidavit of counsel. After David, on August 9th, 2024, the trial judge heard argument on the motion. In a memorandum of decision and order entered on August 23rd, 2024, the judge denied the motion. On September 11th, 2024, the defendant filed in the county court a petition for extraordinary relief pursuant, seeking review of the order denying her motion to dismiss. A single justice, Elizabeth N. Dewar J., reserved and reported the case without decision for determination by this court. Statement of the facts, as he sees them. Jury deadlock and mistrial. The jury began its deliberation on Tuesday, June 25th, 2024 at about 1:25 p.m. Deliberations continued over the next 3 days. On Friday, June 28th, around noon, the jury foreperson sent the trial judge a note stating, "Dear Judge Canody, I am writing to inform you on behalf of the jury that despite our exhaustive review of the evidence and our diligent consideration of all disputed evidence, we have been able to reach a unanimous verdict." The judge asked the parties for their views on whether at that point the jury had engaged in due and thorough deliberation. The Commonwealth formally, okay, I could skip that. If a jury, after due and thorough deliberation, returns to court without having agreed on a verdict, the court may state anew the evidence or any part of the evidence, explain to them anew the law applicable to the case, and send them out for further deliberations. But if they return a second time without having agreed on a verdict, they shall not be sent out again without their own consent, unless they ask from the court some further explanation of the law. Asserted that the jury had not had sufficient time. Is this just not in order? Am I reading this not in order? This is really weird. Because this looks like a continued sentence. I'm just going to keep reading it. Asserted that the jury had not had sufficient time to deliberate, and it was therefore too soon to give a Tui Rodriguez instruction. No, I mean, this is the timeline of events. So this guy just sucks at fucking typing. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. And it was therefore too soon to give a Tui Rodriguez instruction. The Commonwealth noted that although the jury said it had not reached a unanimous verdict, it did not convey that doing so would not be possible. The defendant disagreed with the Commonwealth's characterization of the note and argued that the jury was communicating to the court that they've exhausted all manner of compromise, all manner of persuasion, and that, and they are at an impasse. Defense counsel asked the judge to give the Tui Rodriguez instruction. The judge ruled there had not yet been due, thorough deliberation given the length of the trial, the amount of evidence presented through 74 witnesses and 657 exhibits, the complexity of the issue, and that each of the prior days of the deliberations had been shortened. She instructed the jurors to continue deliberating. They deliberated until about 4:15 p.m. when the jury released them for the weekend. Deliberations resumed on Monday, July 1st. Around 10:45 a.m., the jury sent the judge the following note. Judge Canoni, despite our commitment to the duty entrusted to us, we find ourselves deeply divided by fundamental differences in our opinions and state of mind. The divergence in our views are not rooted in a lack of understanding or effort, but deeply held convictions that each of us carry, ultimately leading to a point where consensus is unattainable. I've always had trouble with that line, but I'm not going to go over that. I've gone over that 100 times. We recognize the weight of this admission and the implications it holds. The judge again requested argument on whether there had been due and thorough deliberation. The Commonwealth acknowledged the length of the deliberations up to that point, around 22 or 23 hours in total by its estimation. But it argued that the jury still had not conducted a thorough deliberation considering the trial length, voluminous evidence, and complex issues. The defendant argued it was, quote, time for a Tui Rodriguez, end quote, as the jury had come back now twice, indicating essentially that they were hopelessly deadlocked, quote unquote. That was Yannetti. Defense counsel again asked the judge to give the instruction. The judge found that the jury had engaged in due and thorough deliberation, noting the jury had been extraordinary and that she had never seen a note that like this reporting to be at an impasse. She gave the jury the full Tui Rodriguez charge and deliberations resumed. At about 2:30 p.m. the same day, the jury sent another note to the judge. The parties returned to the courtroom. The case was called, and the judge informed counsel the jury is at an impasse. After the jurors entered the courtroom, the judge read the note aloud. Judge Cannoni, despite our rigorous efforts, we continue to find ourselves at an impasse. Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet the standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. There it is again. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I mean, it doesn't get any more clearer than that. But that's neither here nor there. We still have to just wait, leave it up to Karen's defense. And old Marty Weinberg, he's going to handle that. The judge told the jurors, I am not going to do that to you folks. Excuse me. Sorry. The judge told the jurors, I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete. I am declaring a mistrial. She declared a mistrial and excused them to the jury room, where she said she would see them in a few minutes. The judge and counsel remained in the courtroom and scheduled a date to return to the status conference. Purported post-trial juror statements. 1 week later, on July 8th, the defendant filed her motion to dismiss along with affidavits from her counsel, attorneys Alan Jackson and David Yannetti. Attorney Jackson's affidavit stated that that on July 2nd, a purported juror A, oh my God, listen, dude. Okay. So we've gone over this before. I'm going to skip this part. Okay. I think we're all up to speed, right? You know what I mean? Because this is going to be the whole juror A and then informant B and blah, 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 blah. And I don't have the headspace for it today. And I would imagine it's too nice of a day for any of you guys to want to sit through that bullshit anymore either. So I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete as far as hearing this bullshit about the extra jurors. So I'm just going to skip this bullshit. Hold on. Let me get. Blah, 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 blah. Oh God, juror Doe. This is still juror summary of argument. Is this where I want to be? The summary of argument? Yeah, I feel like this is where I need to be. Wait, let me just thumb through it real quick and make sure. Okay, no, it's still all right. See, I'm glad that I thumbed through it. It's not, we're not there yet. Thank you, David Reese. After David. Yeah, and it's still the argument, no basis for a judge to argue, blah, 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 blah. Nobody fucking said all that. I'm not going through all that again. God, it's still double jeopardy shit. Okay. Is this it? The memorandum of decision and order on defendant's motion to dismiss. Is that what I'm looking at? Background. Or that's just the motion to dismiss from before, right? Yeah. So what the fuck am I looking at here? What am I reading? I don't think this is the right thing. Hold on. What's Scott McGinnis saying here? Brennan's entire filing is just the same bullshit. Bev did not err. All good, folks. But what about the stuff about the phones? That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the stuff about Karen's about the phones and about the calls to Karen's father, supposedly. Where Turtle Boy says it was actually her mother who she called. That's the stuff I'm trying to get to. Okay. Well, can I have it, please? That would be great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm realizing that it's a different filing, Cherry. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not trying to be a knob. I'm just saying. Like I need it. That's what I was planning on going over. Do your worst. All right. Just a moment, folks. Just a little mix up in the office. And just for the record, Cherry is still the greatest mod ever. For the record. Okay. Just for the record. Clubber is like right at my feet, and I can't stretch my feet out. Like, yeah, he ate all his food. So, what I've been doing lately, I'll just bullshit with you guys for a second. What I've been doing lately is, let me get rid of this because I don't need it. What I've been doing lately is like what I used to do is I used to give him, like, I always give him bacon grease if I have bacon. Like, I save the grease and then I mix it in his food. It's good for his coat. And so like then I like started putting sausage gravy, the white sausage gravy in his food and mixing it. And then, you know, and I always add the wet food too. Like Pedigree has these like little envelopes. So I always add one of those too. And lately what I've been doing is I've been using corned beef hash. Like I get just a little bit and I mix it in with his dry food and then I add the wet food to it. Dude, like he loves that shit. He goes nuts over it. Like, yeah. What's out there, buddy? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? No? He doesn't feel like it. Okay, what? What? Did you send it? No. Okay. Never mind. Hold on. I got it. Joe, don't worry about it, Cherry. Joe Flipperhead just sent it to me. Oh my God. But it's like, oh, I can't use this. This is all screenshots. It's too small. The print is too small. No, yeah, Cherry, I still need it. But not screenshots, please. Did the O'Keefes have a like John and the kids have a dog? I don't know. Oh, are you kidding? It's the story of my life. I'm always in trouble. I'm always in trouble. What? What? What do you want? Hmm? Joseph Kane gifted a membership. Thank you, sir. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that totally works. All right, cool. All right, Cherry, thank you. You're off the hook. Thank you, Joe Flipperhead. Joe Flipperhead, y'all. Joe Flipperhead came through. Okay. So let's try this again. Take two, folks. It's just more time I get to spend with you guys. You know what I mean? That's all it is. All right. So here we go. Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. Blah, 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 blah. We'll skip all that. On June 9th, 2022, the defendant was indicted by a Norfolk grand jury for second-degree murder in violation of blah, 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 manslaughter while operating under the influence and leaving the scene of personal injury or death. On August 7th, 2023, Boston 25 News aired a 5-minute and 40-second segment entitled Parents of Karen Reed, Woman Charged in Boston Officer's Death. My daughter will be free. which featured reporter Ted Daniel, which is actually Ted Daniels, interviewing the defendant parents, William Reed and Janet Reed, and the defendant's brother, Nathan Reed. The defendant's father, William Reed, Bill, claimed that an unarmed, unidentified, and uncertain culprit somehow caused John O'Keefe's injuries. William Reed sponsored the baseless claim that John O'Keefe entered the house 34 Fairview Road, Canton, Massachusetts, was sucker punched, a fight ensued, and John O'Keefe, was overwhelmed. The unaired statements made by the Reeds are relevant and material to put the relevant aired statements, some which will be introduced at trial, in context. Further, the absence of detail provided in the unaired footage is fertile grounds for examination of witnesses at trial. Importantly, in this aired segment, Ted Daniels asks William Reed during the first discussion with Karen, did she believe she may have hit John? William Reed responded, no, she felt she struck something. She said, Dad, I think I struck something. I said, what do you mean? Right. This is in the hospital, right? She says, I remember, all right, backing up and hitting something. The defendant's first discussion with William Reed was not when she was in the hospital. Rather, the first conversation occurred before the defendant was transported from the crime scene. William Reed and the defendant conducted their first call at 6:32:15 seconds a.m., which lasted 3 minutes and 51 seconds. Okay. They conducted their first call at 6:32, which lasted 3 minutes and 51 seconds. Medical records note that Karen Reed was admitted to the hospital at 7:26 a.m. The defendant's phone records detail her outgoing answered phone calls to her mother's phone at 1:14 a.m., 4:38 a.m., and 4:42 a.m. All three unanswered calls occurred before the defendant left John O'Keefe and before John O'Keefe was found. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay, the defendant's phone records detail her outgoing unanswered phone calls to her mother's phone at 1:14 a.m., 4:38 a.m., and 4:42 a.m. All three unanswered calls, and they were unanswered. Okay. Before the defendant left John O'Keefe's and before John O'Keefe was found. Okay, so before she left his house. Got it. Okay. So, all right. So that's the big stink right now, right? Isn't that the big stink that everybody's talking about? Everybody's saying, well, maybe he goes on about this. Let's go back into this. Medical records note that Karen Reed was admitted in the hospital at 7:26 a.m. An ambulance report notes that the first responders were dispatched to the scene of the crime to attend to Karen Reed at 7:21 a.m. Statements made by the defendant of William Reed regarding the timing of the damage to her taillight is extremely relevant and material evidence that will be introduced at trial. The defendant's admission of being involved in a collision directly relate to the Commonwealth's theory at trial. Additionally, the footage will help demonstrate whether there are any clarifying statements relative to William Reed's first discussion with Karen Reed and her statements about hitting something. William Reed and Nathan Reed are expected witnesses at trial. The defendant's second trial is scheduled to begin on January 27th, 2025. Extremely relevant to the material evidence that will be introduced at trial. The defendant's admission of being involved in a collision directly relate to the Commonwealth's theory at trial. Okay, so I'm trying to understand how that coincides with the unanswered calls. Like I was under the impression that the calls were answered. So the calls, these are unanswered calls. So who gives a shit if she called her mom? Who gives a fuck? Let me so that he plans on calling Nathan and Bill as witnesses, right? Hold on. I just got to find this real quick. So this dude with a Justice for John O'Keefe badge avatar, his name is Jim Phillips here, right? And let me read to you what he says here based on this filing. And he says, hey, Karen Reed, your Dateline NBC interview mentions going to John O'Keefe's house and falling asleep after calling him 50 plus times and woke up at 4. Yet you left out calling your elderly parents between 1 and 2 a.m. Why would you do that? And so my response to old Jim here, Jim Phillips, was, well, Jim, I'll try to explain this as clearly as I can. Most parents love their kids, even well into their twilight years. And most parents who love their kids have a sort of open door policy with them. It usually goes a little something like, if you need anything, no matter what it is, no matter what time, please don't hesitate to call. In her mind, John just blew her off to go hang out with a woman and a bunch of new friends, and she was stuck watching his children. It makes perfect sense to anyone whose parents haven't rejected or discarded them that she might call her folks for advice in that type of situation. Any more brain busters? So apparently, what it seems like here is the strategy Hank Brennan is trying to hey, what's up, Microdots? Thanks, buddy. The strategy that Hank Brennan is going for here, it seems like, or at least he would lead everyone to believe, or attempt to lead everyone to believe, is that he thinks it's suspicious that she would call at 1 a.m. her mom or her dad, where I just explained to him why that's not suspicious at all. I mean, she's angry. She wants to go home. Thank you, Cherry. I appreciate it. She's angry. She wants to go home. She feels unappreciated. They had arguments all day. I mean, and the whole thing was she wasn't at all in those texts in any way aggressive. She wasn't in any way disrespectful. She wasn't in any way nasty. In all of the texts, in the text thread that I read with attorney Melanie Little, oh, Joseph King gifted another membership. Thank you, buddy. In that text thread exchange, I mean, Karen, and I mean, John wasn't mean, but he was cold. And all she was doing was saying, hey, she was troubleshooting. She was looking for a solution to their issue. She was looking for a solution. She's like, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells here with your kids. And I know how important they are to you. And I want to make sure that I don't step on your toes in any way. I just want to be able to do the right thing here. Uncle Fredo, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So, but at no point was she like, oh, you're being an asshole, blah, blah, blah. At no point did she even react to his being cold. which I found really interesting. So for her to be at that end of that conversation all throughout the day, and then they go out drinking and they're having a nice time, all evidence points to them having a nice time. Then John ends up being found dead. But the thing is let's rewind a little bit. So they go out drinking, they're having a nice time. He asks her to take him to this place. He's supposed to come back out. He's supposed to go in the house and come back out. And she waits for him and feels like he just blew her off. And so she said, fuck it, I'm leaving. And so she left. Went back to his house, expecting for him to call. That's another thing. Nobody ever really talks about that, right? Her house is pretty far, right? But, you know, John lives in Canton. He's Chris Albert's neighbor, right? So why would she go back to his house and not just go home immediately? Why would she go back to his house? Was it to watch his kids? I'm questioning that now, right here, live. I'm just now having an apostrophe. I think you mean an epiphany. Lightning has just struck my brain. She went back there because it's the closest place to dwell in case he calls and says he needs a ride. Come back and get me. It's the most practical place to go. It's the most practical place to go. I mean, they went out. They left the kids alone. They went out. The kids aren't necessarily her responsibility, but then when she gets back there, she feels responsible for him because she doesn't know where the fuck he is. He hasn't called her. He doesn't know. She doesn't know what's going on. And of course, in this confusion, having been drinking, in this confusion, she's going to call her mom. Dude, I saw how this family interacted, dude. You know what I mean? Like I hung out with these people for 2 days. I'm telling you, they're like tight. And I mean tight. I didn't get one shred of indication that no matter what the issue that Karen might be having, or any one of their kids for that matter might be having, they are going to be there for them. And they didn't even answer the phone, so they were sleeping. You know what I mean? So it's still not suspicious. Like, there goes that bullshit little theory right there. Why would she call her mom and dad unless it was a life or death situation? Bullshit. No. That's just a good relationship with your parents. Which brings me to my next point. Why do it then? Why put them on the stand if this is so easily argued? Right? Like Alan Jackson or David Yannetti can't just ask Bill, do you have a relationship with Karen and your children that they can call you at any time, no matter what the issue? So, and this is the ongoing theory right here. This is the ongoing theory. The ongoing theory now, what makes the most sense to everyone, since I just shot down the practicality of doing it, like what he if this is what he's going for, then he's got nothing to go for with them on the stand. But if they're witnesses, it serves a purpose. If they're witnesses, they can't be in the courtroom to support Karen throughout the trial. And her parents are her support system. I'm telling you that right now because I saw it with my own eyes. I was close enough to feel the energy of it. I'm telling you. So, this is a very, very desperate and petty tactic that I would expect from a defense attorney who defended a notorious mob boss and sociopathic murderer who is now prosecuting an unwinnable case. These are the tactics that I would expect. Because this isn't about proving Karen Read did anything. This isn't about proving Karen Read did anything. This is a low blow, pathetic tactic to try to get into Karen Read's head and break her down. Because Karen Read is extremely active in her case. If called to testify, they can be in court. Okay. Well, they are not victim's family. They're the accused family. They're the defendant's family. Yeah, so he probably doesn't even plan on calling them. Right, that's what I mean. Like, yeah. And I wonder if it works like if he can't call on them at all. I mean, this is exactly what I'm getting out of this is that this is not, this dude doesn't have a case. And they're talking about what? This is another thing we haven't talked about yet. So now what they filed a motion to try to repair the data, the motherboard of her data in the Lexus, right? And like people keep saying new data. Like that's the problem. And why can they all of a sudden do this? I find that interesting. And another thing to take into consideration is these tactics by Hank Brennan are also to be expected for the following reason: that he has no witnesses. I mean, he's got no investigators with any credibility that he can call to the stand. The lead investigator is already out. He can't even call the lead investigator to the stand. Now, yeah, I feel like I just don't see how, if you're looking at all of the events that are taking place one after the other all weekend. I mean, look, Aaron's in the chat, dude. Aaron's in the chat. He's a believer now. He's a believer now. So that was bullshit that they couldn't bring up the Fed investigation, Aaron. I agree with you. It was bullshit that they couldn't bring up the federal investigation. But here's the thing. If Howie Carr is correct, then Auntie Bev is out. And Auntie Bev will not be presiding over this case. And you know what would be awesome? I was talking about this with somebody earlier. You know what would be awesome is if the judge for Jill Daniels takes over the Karen Reed case. That would be fucking so great. Dude, like I absolutely love that judge, dude. That, like, it was crazy. Jill Daniels' attorney, dude, like came at that judge the same way that Jill Daniels came at Turtle Boy in that footage. Like, just legally speaking, like just in a courtroom setting. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. It's the most bizarre thing I ever seen. What do you think I'll get dropped? Dude, how crazy is it that they can't even find a prosecutor for Jill Daniels? Like, how crazy is that? Real. Oh, the case against Karen Reed? I mean, it probably will. I mean, if a judge comes in with any integrity whatsoever who does act in the interest of justice, this case will get dismissed. This case will absolutely fucking get dismissed. There's no reason for this case to be going on. There's no reason for it to have even been a trial in the first place. There's no reason for that. Right, exactly. I mean, dude, it's one thing after the other. It's one thing after the other, Microdots. And y'all who don't know, man, make sure to sub to Microdots. If you've been living in a cave, then you don't know about Microdots, then educate yourself now. All right, so let's read the rest of this shit. Discussion. Under Massachusetts law, it's well settled that news reporters, dude, that looked like a J. I was like, I know I'm not reading that right. That's funny. News reporters do not have a constitutionally based testimonial privilege that other citizens do not have. See matter of John Doe grand jury investigation. In Massachusetts, there is no qualified journalist privilege that protects against disclosure of confidential and non-confidential press materials. Even if such privilege did exist, parties seeking disclosure of non-confidential materials are entitled to seek discovery from a media entity if they can show that the materials at issue are likely relevance to a significant issue in the case that are not reasonably attainable from other available sources. NBC ordered to provide complete and unedited footage from motor vehicle stop when it would assist the trier of fact in assessing whether in a civil rights claim police had probable cause to stop the vehicle and to determine whether police had engaged in pattern or practice of stopping vehicles based on race. The records are not otherwise procurable reasonably in advance of trial, as they are not held in the care, custody, or control of the Commonwealth or the defendant, and the entity will not produce the records without a court order. The Commonwealth cannot properly prepare for trial without such production and inspection in advance of trial, and the failure to obtain such inspection may tend unreasonably to delay the trial. The Commonwealth expects to introduce the records at trial as evidence of the charges against the defendant. Furthermore, the defendant is entitled to review these records in their entirety prior to trial. The recorded statements occurring approximately 8 months before the first trial are probative to establish the witness's best memory of the events, best memory of the defendant's statements, and occurred without the outside influence of time or trial testimonies. An affidavit in support of this motion is attached for the above stated reasons. This motion should be allowed. Is that all there is? Is that it? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right. All right. Yes, the dominoes are absolutely falling. Yeah, 100%. The dominoes are absolutely falling. This is just amazing. This is an amazing thing to be. Let's see what let's get petty, bro. I mean, we got through that like way faster than I expected to. So, and we still got like a lot of time. So let me go ahead and let's have a little treat, guys. Let's have a little treat. I've been meaning to go over this.
Just to give the quickest background, Abby Williams and Liberty German were best friends, and they had a day off of school. It was February 13th, and trial day and other days even regarding the Karen case. So some of you in the audience might recall Kevin or recognize him on Court TV quite a lot, breaking down facts in a very
Jesus. Marilyn Angelucci, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you. If I missed anything, I missed a couple of things, didn't I? Sandy D gifted 5 memberships. Oh my God. And became a new member. Okay, yeah, that's what I missed. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do some plevinisms, folks. Plevinism in Twattendorfer. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be fun, folks. All right, here we go.
Very logical manner regarding the Karen Root case, but we're not going to divert to her. This day is all about, and really the next several weeks are all about Delphi and all about justice for Abby and Libby. Kevin, tell me, what were your
fish? Never mind. I don't want to go over this. They're talking about Delphi. They're talking about Delphi. Oh, he's playing like copyrighted shit. Hold on.
And it was making it more and more unlikely. So was it? And so this is why I concluded the girls were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, because had they communicated with someone
Oh
on
my
Snapchat,
God, bro.
Instagram, back and do what they want, which is to act of her doing that would have communicated to those, because there's no one on there really to point out the evidence on the other side.
Look at this
There's
dude
no prosecutor
who
there.
he has
So there's
he
no
has standing up to the mob. Like, first of all, okay, here's the thing about Plevin, man. Like, the reason why nobody fucking like he can't capture like here, like, okay, a lot of you guys in your Facebook groups and whatnot, you guys who are on Facebook, most of you guys know who Critical K is, right? I like to call her Canceled Karen. We have a history, right? But see, she used to have this gift. She used to have this gift to sound to spew out totally worthless bullshit like Plevin does here, right? Totally worthless, absolute nonsense bullshit like Plevin does. But she had this ability to sound like she knew what she was talking about and have a way of almost demanding your attention, and she had a way of manipulating her way of sounding as if she was smarter than everyone listening to her. No, yeah, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, like Turtle Boy tried that last night, Cherry. I know you probably don't know. Turtle Boy tried that last night. His stream just kept getting sniped. It kept it just kept getting sniped. And I kept telling him, like, dude, stop playing it. And I get it, because it's a common misconception that like Dateline and 2020 fall under fair use because it's news, right? But it's not really news. I talked about this on my live stream yesterday. It's not news. It's dramatic bullshit that is based on news. That's all it really is. And they copyright the shit, you know? And so it's copyrighted material and you can't stream it. They'll ding you. Like same with like Inside, it's basically like Inside Edition. That's all copyrighted shit too. I've played Inside Edition and gotten fucking sniped. And if you're lucky, you could come back to it. And that kept happening. Like he just kept coming back. And that's happened to me before, but I never know what determines whether you come back or whether they actually like cut your stream and strike you. So I don't know. But how is it not flaggable? I don't understand how it's not flaggable. What do you mean? It's not flaggable. Because if it's, I mean, we got time, so I got a full pot of coffee here. All right, well, send it to me and let's see what we can do about it. We'll give it a shot. What do you guys think? You guys want to give the Dateline episode a shot, folks? All right. I think yeah, that's going to happen. We're doing that. If Cherry says it's not flaggable, I trust her. I trust her. I trust Cherry. Yeah, I am streaming on Twitter as well. Well, that's the thing, Scott McGinnis, is trust me, Cherry knows, man. Cherry's been with me a long time, man. She knows if she's saying it's not flag, if the version she's giving me right now isn't flaggable, she says it's not flaggable, then we're doing it. That's all I need. That's why I have a Cherry. That is, that's the purpose. No, he said that's because somebody probably thought that all that's going to do is knock out your monetization, and he's not even monetized, not through YouTube. So it's yeah, that all that's going to do is knock out your monetization. If you play like a copyrighted song, you'll get a red $sign. That's it. And if you're not monetized, it won't affect you at all. Yeah, Cherry, I said, yeah, I need it. Where is it? Did you send it? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Why didn't that work? Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Let me try something. Maybe I need to download it. Oh no, I did download it. Okay.
Tonight on Dateline.
I looked down at my phone.
Is it just
in a matter
audio?
of seconds,
Oh, no,
I woke
it's
up
not.
and he's not there.
My friend's boyfriend did not come home last night.
John's body was found in the morning.
He was one in a million.
The officer identifies himself as a detective with the Massachusetts.
Moment of truth,
State Police.
folks.
I said, Dad, I need an attorney.
If I get cut,
The
then
video shows nine
thanks for
drinks
joining.
being consumed by the defendant.
Witnesses said that they heard Karen say, "I hit him."
Totally false. Maybe somebody else had a motive.
There's just too many things here that don't add up.
Conspiracies do exist.
If you believe the conspiracy, you'd have to think that all of these people are complete sociopaths.
You either think she was framed or you think John O'Keefe was the victim of Karen Reed being drunk and hitting him.
I've never heard of a criminal case where the victim's family is harassed on their way to court.
No matter what we have to deal with, justice for Johnny.
I felt like I was living in a nightmare. What the hell happened? How did the night end up like this?
A Boston police officer left to die in the snow. Was he killed by his lover or his friends? I'm Lester Holt, and this is Dateline. Here's Andrea Canning with The Night of the Nor'easter.
The
was
night
just
of the
after 4
Nor'easter. Oh my god, I
Snowing
love that I can
hard.
do this and give commentary. This is fucking great.
John O'Keefe still wasn't home.
Nobody's heard from him. I haven't heard from him, and it's bad weather.
Had the worst happened?
You're just sitting there
And
thinking,
real,
is this
real quick, folks. Let's give Cherry a round of applause for hooking this up, because it seems like we're good so far. It seems like we're good. All right, here we go.
Life. Was she to blame?
I felt like I was living in a nightmare.
His death, a mystery. Her case, a cause. As all eyes focused on the spectacle outside a Massachusetts courthouse. Shame on you! And the bitter battle within.
You see what I mean? Like,
Ever look the other way.
The stakes are
We'll get
as
to
high as
that.
they get for Karen Reed. As high as they get.
So who's that?
Victim's family.
I've heard people say that that's Boozy Beauty. Is that who that is? I get notifications for her all the time on TikTok, and I don't even really go on TikTok. Who is that? Yeah, that's what they said on Discord. All right, but nobody knows who she is? Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Victimized.
We would have to walk through these people
Jackie Dougal?
screaming at
Okay.
us.
The memory of the man who died, almost lost in the war of words.
Nope.
There isn't anybody
Wrong.
that knew Johnny O'Keefe that doesn't feel his loss.
Sure, that's fine.
We began covering this case a year and a half ago. That's when my colleague, Dennis Murphy, sat down with Karen Reed. The story she told of one awful night in January 2022 launched a drama that endures. A nor'easter was blowing into town. Karen met her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, for drinks at a bar in the suburb of Canton. That's Karen greeting John on security video.
And John got up, offered a seat to me, and I said, I'm gonna stand. So John stood with me, and we were happy, having fun, laughing, just very normal.
So there comes a point where you're out of that place, huh?
Yeah, we left after about 90 minutes.
They crossed the street to the Waterfall Bar and Grill. There they are walking in, joining some acquaintances.
So I
And
think
one of them was a Boston cop.
someone said that the name of the band was LSD, I think.
Another cop, a Federal Bureau, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. We walk in, and it's, oh, hey, over here, how's it going? And you walk
Okay,
around, you say
that
hi
makes
to
sense.
everyone.
The vibes, as we used to say in the old days, were good?
The vibes were good, yes. Yeah, the vibes were good.
What time of night is it, would you guess, at this
We
point?
get there at about 10:45,
And you're there for how long, do you think?
till midnight, just after midnight, till it closed.
John and Karen were invited to a small party by Jen McCabe, a friend of John's who'd been at the bar with them. There's John, leaving with a drink in his hand. The party was at Jen's
Oh,
sister
wow.
and brother-in-law's house.
That's good news,
They'd also been at the
Micronauts.
bar.
Her brother-in-law was a more senior Boston police officer who, ironically, lived in Canton his whole life, 2.5 miles from John's
You and me
house, and yet we
both,
never
Jason.
socialized with him.
And his name is what?
His name is Brian Albert.
And he worked with John.
He worked on the job, but they didn't really cross paths, I don't think, professionally.
So it's closing hours, and you're on your way to
Yeah, we're going to Brian Albert's house.
Brian Albert.
Yeah, which I had never been to.
You're driving.
I'm driving.
What are you driving? What's your vehicle?
I have a Lexus LX, which is
That's
the full-size
That's the monster
SUV.
truck, right?
Yes, yep.
How were you doing with drink at that point?
Yeah, I'd had several,
You probably.
but I felt fine. I mean, I felt like I had had a couple drinks, but
You didn't
I
say
didn't-
I'm legless here. This is.
no, I didn't feel impaired.
The Albert house was about 2 miles from the bar.
So you get to this address, huh?
We get to the house. It didn't look like it was busting at the seams with people, and there was maybe 1 or 2 cars in the driveway, and I'm still on the street, and I have the passenger side facing the driveway. And I said, John, can you just run in there and can we make sure we're welcome here and it's somewhere we want to be? He said, yeah, I'll be right back. And he got out of the car.
Goes to the front door of the house.
Yes.
Did you see him go in the house?
Yeah, I saw him approach the front door
How far
and
in-
put
in
his
your-
hand on the door.
In your memory, he's going towards a friend's house. How far do you see him go?
I see him go to the door and start to cross the threshold, and I'm thinking, all right, let me look at my phone. And I know sooner or
You
later.
don't see the door open. You don't see him greeted and going in.
I see him open the door and put his head inside, and I'm like, all right, he's gonna yell to me, or he's gonna come out and get me. And I look down at my phone, and in a matter of seconds, I look up, and he's not there. And then I waited for him to reemerge, which I assumed was going to be in moments, or that he'd yell to me from the front door, "Kay,
It's good. Come on in.
yeah, come on in."
But that never happened.
He didn't come back, and it pissed me off because 1, I didn't really want to be there. 2, I had to go to the bathroom.
But where is he?
Yeah, it's 12:30, And I'm waiting here in the snow, in the darkness. I don't know these people well. And what did you stay to have a beer? Why aren't you signaling to me? So I soon thereafter, within Dennis probably
Y'all are killing
2
me in
or 4
the
minutes,
chat
I
right now.
start calling him.
Are you getting ticked at him?
Yeah, I am ticked at him at this time. Yeah. So
What happens next?
I left.
You're in your car. Will you say, I'm out of here?
No, I kind of slow rolled it off.
There needs to be a
off the
Dateline
street,
on Sandra
and I'm
Birchmore.
hoping that as I slowly edge my way down the street, he's going to say, "Wait, Karen, where are you going?"
Okay, so there you are. You're headed home.
Yeah, I went home. I was home within probably 7 minutes.
Home was John's place.
And what do you do?
I laid on the couch inside the front door, and I just called him. I called him just over 50 times.
50 times?
Yep. And they were just going to voicemail.
It's getting very early in the morning at this point.
Yeah, I fell asleep. When I woke up,
All right. No, I know I'm still on. Well, I'm reloading the stream. I don't know if I'm still on X. Let me see. Yeah, I'm still on X. All right, you guys are gonna have to go over to X. Hold on. So, do you guys want to just interact in the chat and just do it on X and just watch on X? You could absolutely do that if you want. I'm perfectly cool with that. I mean, you still have to like do this chat, right? Just don't leave. If you leave this chat, then oh wait, I'm back. I'm back on YouTube. I'm back on YouTube. Oh my goodness. All right. All right, Cherry. You Cherry, I'm gonna have my moment here. Okay. I'm gonna have my moment here, Cherry. Okay. I mean,
ooh, you suck.
Yeah, this is for people. Yeah. You're forgiven. Just you had to take your medicine there for a moment. But we're back. No harm done. Look, everybody's like, you leave Cherry alone. Don't you dare. Don't you dare get mad at her. I'm not mad at her. Oh. All right, so I guess we're not doing that, folks. So I guess what I'm gonna do, Let's do this real quick. Hold on. Yes, yes. Okay, the phone lines are now open, my friends. So if anybody wants to call in, they can. They do love you more, and I don't blame them, Cherry.
Call from
Nick.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Big Will, it's Nick Fiorello. Good evening. You're doing a great job tonight.
I know.
I'd like to talk a little bit about Hank Brenna.
I'm gonna give you about 60 seconds, Nick. Go ahead.
All right. So Hank Brenna and I, along with David Meyer, have been in discussions up until about 3 months ago of them representing me in my case that you've heard a little bit about that's featured on my website, Got Truth America. And what they were attempting to do is basically catch and kill my case. And Hank Brenna, on those phone conversations, admitted to me that Whitey Bulger was in fact alive, and he was involved in the cover-up during the last week of the trial. And I'd like to try to put an end to the horrible, horrible things that are happening to Karen Reed.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. We are out of time, my friend. You could next time. Nick Fiorello, everybody. You got to give it to him. Next caller, please. Oh, man. See, there are times when you have your own show and it's just like, oh, man, I have my own show. Yeah, if you know who Nick Fiorello is, you know why I did that. Next caller, anybody? Nobody wants to call? Yes. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. A lot of I'll allow it. A lot of I'll allow it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Joe. Flip ahead. Dude. Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't give a fuck of one word that dude was saying. I'm not going to lie. I did not give one measly fuck of anything that dude was saying. Like, not even like a fucking, not even a bird fuck. You know, birds fuck, they go whoop. And they, yeah, not even that much of a fuck.
call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Will. It's Gina from Canton. How you doing?
Gina from Canton. What's up?
Not much. I have a quick question.
Okay.
I don't know if you have the answer, but you're pretty informative and intelligent, so maybe you do. Jill Daniels, her arraignment. Did I understand correctly that the Norfolk DA's office was recusing themselves because of some conflict, and they cited some chapter law, whatever, blah, blah,
Wait,
blah.
what?
You know,
Recusing themselves from what?
From Jill Daniels.
Oh, no, they just
case
haven't.
with-
I haven't heard anything about that. All I know is that they haven't found a prosecutor to prosecute it yet. Now,
But I thought they said something about we're looking for a special prosecutor because of some kind of conflict.
no, I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
All right. All right, maybe I misunderstood, but I'm gonna have to rewatch that and see what they said. But I thought that the DA's office, that's what they had said. And I figured you might know.
No, I hadn't heard anything.
All right. How's everything else with you, Will?
Going
You
great,
good?
Gina. Yes, thank you for asking. How are you?
You know what? I'm hanging in there. I'm kicking back with one of my friends, watching the Clara.
Right on. I love it. Say hi to your
Yeah.
friends for me.
I will.
All right.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
good one,
Will. You have a
Gina.
good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Call from Casey.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Clara. What's up?
What's up? Who's this?
This is Buckeye calling from Boston. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were about the rumor that Judge Canone might not be on as of the new year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Yeah. I mean, I have no idea exactly what brought this on. Howie Carr can't even confirm it necessarily as fact, but he does say that it is. I mean, I think it speaks volumes that it came from what he claims to be a very reliable source, and I don't think that he would print it unless he thought that source was very reliable. So,
I love it.
So now, she's still a judge. She's just not. She's not going to be the in the position that she's in, which means that she won't be in. I don't think in Norfolk County Superior Court.
Well, let's hope so. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you for everything you're doing, and keep on keeping on.
Right on. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Call from Sandy.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Sandy. How are ya?
What's up, Sandy? I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to say thank you very much for all your respectful content. And I say that to mean, I was watching some playbacks yesterday and someone brought up something personal, and about one of these fake victims or whoever. And you were like, I'm not going to talk about their personal business. That's not my thing.
Right.
And so I think it's really cool that you can have levity when you're talking about these difficult cases and be real, but then are mature enough to know that there's a line, right? There's a boundary that probably shouldn't be crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, that's part of it, but the other part of it is I'm just lazy. I can only process so much information, so I stick to what's relevant.
Okay.
That's
See, and
pretty
I
much-
look at this brutal honesty.
That's
this
pretty
is
much
authentic.
it. Like don't fucking flood my brain with bullshit that's totally that doesn't have anything to do with anything, please.
The ability to filter that out comes with age too, right? I think I'm probably about your age. I might be a little bit older, but you said that too. You're like, by the time you get to be about my age, there is no time for that.
No.
Any of that business. None of those people in your life, you can see them from a mile away. You don't even get anywhere near them. And you can be lazy. You're like, I'm going to give my time to what's important. And the other shit, forget it.
Right. Right.
And I think that's really cool. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm really excited about what everything that's been going on.
Yeah, this is man. I mean, are you all feeling that right now? Are you feeling like those of you here in the US anyway? Because it's been, at least in the eastern part of the US, it's been clear, sunny. There's a vibe. The weekend is just one progression after the other in favor of Karen. You got Bettero just fucking kicking ass. You know what I mean? Like the dominoes are falling after these last Bettero letters. It's amazing. It's good feeling, man. Pearl.
It really is.
I heard that
it's awesome.
Be home to a friend of a friend's courtroom in Vermont. Pearl's fantastic. Thank you. All right.
I work in the court system, and I actually deal with this kind of thing, not to this degree, but I'm pretty familiar with law enforcement and stuff that goes on with that. And it is very disappointing at times when things but this was such a tragedy and to such an extent that something had to be done. And so kudos to all of you who are sticking with it no matter what happens, and to all of your supporters in your chat. And I look forward to more of your content. Thanks so much.
Right on. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Amazing, folks. Shannon Heckman, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. Is this Nick again?
Call from
Mr. Electrifying.
Mr. Electrifying, how are you tonight?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. By some rare chance, I just want to give a little announcement. It's a little selfish on my behalf, but there may be a woman in this audience right now that I absolutely adore.
Okay.
And just want to tell her I still love her. I still love her.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
And okay. Look at me, dude. Listen, I'm a goddamn Cupid, people. Fucking love connection. Okay? You love it. You love it. What?
Call from
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Will, it's Jen from New Hampshire.
Jen from New Hampshire. How are you?
I am good. So my man and I absolutely love you. We love the Turtle Boy. We are
The
huge,
Turtle Boy?
We do. We are huge Karen Reed fans.
Okay.
I
love her latest album.
So my man and I will be in Tennessee the first week in November, and we were hoping to meet you and take you out to dinner. You can stalk us on Facebook and all the different social media platforms. I swear we're not psychos.
This isn't like a cuck thing, is it?
Swear to God, never. No, we don't get into that.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, we don't do that at all. With no judgment.
Things get complicated, Yeah. Like
yeah. So I was gonna say, if we message you at your Gmail account.
Probably not. And listen, I don't mean to be a dick. It's not that I'm a dick, I promise. It's just that, like, I am going to milk nobody here in Tennessee knowing who the fuck I am as much as I possibly can. It's very nice. So I really enjoy living a very, 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 very simple life. And if I'm gonna be in if there's an event or something like in Boston, then yeah, I'm down to meet everybody. But
perfect
to meet like personally, I hope you don't, take it personally. It's just it's a boundary that I've set for myself, and I just don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, no, and we wouldn't want to.
And I don't want to be, and I don't want to be like, yeah, sure, and then be like, oh, fuck that, you know what I mean? And then like blow you off. That's shitty.
Yeah, no, we totally respect that, and we will keep our fingers crossed when you come back to Massachusetts that we get a chance to meet
right
you.
On. Yeah, no, that would be great, and I would love to meet you guys. Make no mistake about that.
Perfect. All right, keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, she was nice. Her and her man. It's awesome. Baby boy, we're not done yet, homie. You gotta wait. You want to get your ball? Get your ball. Go get the ball before somebody else calls. Go get the ball. You slipped, homie. People, if you are going to send out love bat signal, you got to pay for that in super chats and Venmo. Creep. Thank you, Diane G. I appreciate it.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Who you think you're speaking with? Not that Dina.
Not that Dina. What's up, not that Dina?
I missed your whole friggin' show tonight.
Well,
I gotta tomorrow's like a whole day of fitting you in between the market basket and the CVS and dealing with the dog, and I'm very excited about it because, not for nothing. Hopefully nothing else happens, but something happens every day.
Right on. Yeah. Every day.
Yeah, every you can't even keep up with it.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I can't even imagine what it's like to be somebody who hasn't been paying attention to none of it, and trying to even disseminate just an inch of the material that's coming at us.
When it comes to Turtle Boy's case, all you got to do is read the Betero letters. That's good. That tells you all you need. And then like when it comes to Karen Reed, I mean, yeah, you got some catching up to do. It's not going to work. That like watching Dateline or 2020 is not going to cut it. You know, so
Well,
you need to do some serious digging on that. Clubber, go lay down. Go lay down. Lay down.
Literally,
go lay down.
All I know is that Karen, I can't even imagine where she's at right now. I can't even imagine. I mean, she's in this spot between I'm going to make a shit ton of money or I'm going to go to jail. This. Why are you yelling at him?
I'm not.
He's so sweet.
He's
a baby,
and I'm trying to run a show. I know he's a baby, and he's my baby, and he's spoiled, and I love spoiling him. But I also like to be able to run my show.
All right, so work this. I'll give you a little hint. So there's this place called The Natural Dog. You can hit it online. And they got these CBD tubes, which is what I give to my dog because she has seizures. And you can't OD on CBD, kid. And you can give him some of these CBD chews. They're called Chill Out. And it'll just cool him out. It's awesome.
Well,
and it helps with seizures.
Now, this is a rare thing. Like he's never this hyper right now. Like he's just acting out for the moment. That's all.
He's so fucking pretty.
Yeah.
He's so friggin' pretty. All right. So I'm just glad that I got to touch base with you. I'm not going to hold up everybody else coming in. I just want to let you know between making dinner and going to the store, I get to do this all over again tomorrow, and I'm happy to do so. I appreciate you. You're a sweetheart, and kiss that big boy right on the lips for me. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I will.
Love that kid. All right. You have a wonderful night.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Not that Dina, y'all. Gotta love Not That Dina. Yeah, no, like he wants to play like right now, and I'm just like, dude, no, like I can't. You good boy though, right, baby boy? He's the best boy. Good boy.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Maggie Kate.
Maggie Kate?
Yes,
Right on. Where you calling from, Maggie Kate?
Florida.
Florida? South, north,
Yeah,
mid?
driving back to Tallahassee from Alabama.
Oh, okay. Tallahassee. Right on. What's up?
Well, I just kind of wanted to rant and rave a little bit on that Dateline. I really don't understand how Turtle Boy kind of thinks it was complimentary to him, or he didn't have a problem with it, I guess. Because
I mean, that's his business, man. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, any publicity is good publicity. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, and at the end of the day, his opinion's really all that matters. How if he's happy with it, then he's happy with it. I didn't like it, you know, and that's my opinion, and I reserve the right to have my opinion. But at the end of the day, the only person's opinion who actually really matters is his. So
that's true.
You know?
True, because he's the only journalist that we have. One of the very few journalists that we have in this country anymore. Because the thing is, you can't. I wish they would have interviewed him, because you can't tell the story without telling both sides, and nobody has but him seems to have the balls to tell both sides.
Yeah, agreed.
And And maybe there's this Netflix thing that's coming out that we've been hearing rumors of for like a year, I guess. But it's just insane that we just go around and around. If it's like 2020 and all these other things, kind of hoping it maybe it won't bring some attention and show something, but they just keep villainizing Karen Reed and just making her look absolutely crazy and making Turtle Boy look like he's just like some out of control idiot, and I just really don't appreciate that when he's twice the journalist that they'll ever be, because he gets up and like this is his entire life. Nobody writes as many stories as he does. Nobody has the balls to go out and the thing is with Turtle Boy, he owes nothing to anyone because he owns his own publication, and they must envy that because they're attached to all of the companies that put them on a leash and will only let
Well,
them
somebody is always
let-
pulling their strings. You know what I mean? Like somebody's pulling Sue O'Connell strings, somebody's pulling Ted Daniels strings.
right.
You know what I mean? And that's just always and I got nothing against Ted Daniels. I like Ted Daniels so far. But and it tells me that somebody's pulling their strings when you are speaking. You're telling me you're a smart person. You're showing me that you're a smart person, and then you say things negatively about the people of the very town you even live in, and what these people believe in. Like she interacts with these people. I've seen her with my own eyes interact with people in this movement, and to speak to them, to speak of them the way that she did it's a backstab. It sucks.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Karen or at least someone in the Reed family one day they should make their own documentary or maybe make their own book or something like that and tell stories.
I would love to see that happen because I feel like that's the only way it's going to really be done, like independently.
Truly.
It has to be done independently, and I mean, I have pipe dreams in mind, but I mean, but it could be done. It's going to take a budget. You're going to have to get a lot of people who are going to be willing to talk to you, and it's tough. But I'm hoping somebody who has a lot of spirit in these things and has a lot of pull with Netflix or something like that. They can into this and really see this corruption for what it is. I would love to see that.
What a story it'll be.
Yeah.
It's great talking to you. Thanks for taking my call.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Call from
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Clara.
Dina.
My favorite.
So that Dina. This is that Dina.
This is that Dina. That one.
There we go.
What do you think today? Holy shit.
Hey,
is going out the freaking door.
Hold on a second. Before we get into that, were you at a standout today?
I was at 2 standouts today.
Tell us about that, please.
We were at Legacy Place, the whole crew of us in Dedham, of course. That's always my Sunday go-to. And the news broke from Howie Carr about Auntie Bev and the whole fucking place. We were screaming like everybody was. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I had to get on the bullhorn and do a little dance. It pisses the trolls off when I dance around, so I just go with it. So
That's what I'm talking about, Dina. And you look beautiful, by the way. Don't you fucking listen to those assholes.
I don't care anymore, Clara. I'm just gonna piss them off. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna do the fucking cha-cha. I don't even care. They're all going down.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Dina. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. So I left Dedham Place after that and went to the Star Drive-In collecting signatures and getting the dog paws on the frame, and it was beautiful. Everybody is so pumped here.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, like there's an energy, isn't there, right now? There's
And I sent you
everybody's
a picture,
feeling it.
Clara. Everybody's feeling it, but I sent you a picture today because guess who came down to sign the frame?
Who?
Chris did on his motorcycle. Chris Loring, the one that did
Oh, Chris Loring. Yeah, the guy who did the Free Karen Reed punk rock song that we love so much that I'll close with tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I took a picture because I'm like, I had to send it to the Glera.
Dude
I
is
have
so
to.
cool. He's so cool.
He's so awesome. So we chatted about you for a bit, but I'm telling you, the mood here in Massachusetts, I can't even describe it, Will. It's so friggin' awesome right now. Like the walls are crumbling down, dude. They're crumbling.
They are. It's quite obvious that that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I think you need to fly in. I think you need to fly in for the Halloween party.
You know, we go through this every single time. I mean,
well, you wanted here, Will.
I know.
We need you.
Dina, you know what you got to do? You got to get yourself a vision board, okay? And you put, me on top of an airplane on your vision board. You just stare at it, and I'll manifest myself in Boston magically.
Well, Glera, if that's the case, I'm going to put the manifest board above my bed.
Oh my God! God damn it! I walked into that one.
You walked right into that.
Oh my God, Dina!
I was keeping it classy, Glera. I really was. But anyways, wait till you see my Halloween costume because it has to do with you.
Oh God.
Yep.
Oh God.
All right, someone else is going to try to call in. I got to fix my visionary board here. Everyone have a good night and free Karen Reed.
We love you. We love you. Oh my God. Yo, Dina, as always. We love Dina. We love Dina so much. Oh, here's another unknown one.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Clara, don't hang up on me.
Who is this?
This is Nick Fiorello. I just want to talk about what's really going on. I'll stay away from Bulger. How about that? We won't talk about Whitey.
Okay.
Fair enough? We okay with that? You won't get in any trouble from the other guys.
I'm not
I want
in
to
any
talk
trouble
about
with anybody, my man.
Well, you keep manifesting it that way, and you guys will get to the moon where we're hanging out.
Okay.
But anyways, let's talk about Hank Brenna and why he's on the scene and why it's us against them. And do you know what I mean by us against them?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's us, the country, okay, and that's all the people. I don't know, let's say 350 million people out there. And then the 1% that run the corrupted government that we're dealing with that happens to be operated out of Massachusetts in the wonderful courts called the secret courts of our country. And everything that we're seeing and every move they've made is them just attempting to keep their curtains closed and put on this, what Howie calls a show trial. And every move, every filing, every piece of evidence that's been produced by the Commonwealth is manufactured, it's faked, it's created, and they have to do that to get the result they want, which is what?
No offense,
Keep the
but you
secret
are a
quiet,
stupid asshole.
put somebody innocent away so they don't get close to what's actually going on.
Twat!
And Hank Brenna was put on the field, unfortunately, in the Bulger show trial to do the exact same thing, but we're not going to go down that road.
Mistakes. We have happy accidents.
And that's what's happening here. Because if we get any further and we get closer to the truth, it's going to go much higher than Meatball Morrissey. Who do you think Meatball Morrissey actually works for?
Hank Brennan?
No. I said, who does Meatball work for? No, Hank Brennan was hired by Meatball Morrissey. Meatball Morrissey takes his orders from the office of the governor. Who do you think controls the governor?
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
Will, who do you think controls the governor's office?
The governor? No.
Maura Healey takes her orders from Billy Bulger and Thomas O'Neill. And who do you think Billy Bulger and Thomas O'Neill take their orders from?
Whitey?
No.
Not from the grave?
It's the administrative deep state government. And they run the entire country. And we are in Massachusetts. Luckily, you're not nearly as corrupt as us. But Massachusetts is the most corrupted judicial, political, law enforcement system in the entire country since they dumped the key in Boston Harbor. And what we have going on here is a battle, not with us, not with Karen Reed and Brian Alberts and who killed who and who put John on the lawn. It's actually a battle with the 350 million people in this country versus the 1% of the shadow government that wants to keep their secrets quiet. Hank Brenner was put on the field to basically misdirect the entire case and attempt to get her to settle and take a plea, because if in fact she is not guilty,
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Call from.
You're on. Oh shit! I took too long. Dude, I can't with that, dude.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Blair?
What's up? Who's this?
My name's Garrett.
What's up,
We
Derek?
just had to get that. I couldn't take any more of that moron.
Dude, I don't even. I can't. What's up, man?
Not much. Just sitting here. I was watching a little of the Flipperhead today about Colin Albert. I don't know. I just got the old Tommy Boy flashbacks from him.
Oh, okay.
Like when he was holding his little muffin, talking about his customers, and then the way Colin was talking about his mommy and daddy.
Wow. Yeah. I hadn't watched that one yet, but I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I don't know the way I go up and kiss my mommy and daddy.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, Derek, thanks for calling, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Call from.
David.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
David.
What's up, David?
Hey, just want to let you know that I think your impersonation of Meatball is on spot.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Also, that last caller, he's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, that dude is so bizarre. Like, listen, Cherry can attest to this. Never, ever has there ever been a person that I had to block for super chatting too much. Like, he would spam my chat with super chats.
Yeah, I know.
It was insane. And I had to block the guy. I had to have Cherry block him.
Yeah, I know. I just appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, David.
So how did you learn to do a Boston accent?
Oh, I don't know. I sometimes I can't do it. It's really weird. Like it comes. It's like sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes it's terrible. I have no consistency to it. I just kind of I imitate what I hear, and that's it. You know,
I
I
know.
do it to entertain myself, and I guess people like it. So, yeah.
Mhm. So I see your phone is in Tennessee. Is that where you're at now?
Yeah. Tennessee, man.
What do you think of the Alabama game yesterday?
I didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Well, it just sucked. I'm an Alabama fan.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Well, I'm gonna let you go now.
All right. Thanks for calling, David. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, shit. Lost the other caller, too. Man, I was supposed to do that 12-hour stream. I still need to do that. So much shit has come through.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Amy.
What's up, Amy?
Hey, just what that other caller said about Colin going up and kissing his mom and dad
Right.
before bed when he gets home.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I might be aging myself here, but does anyone else think that when Brian Albert says, well, I don't know because it was inadvertent, that he doesn't sound just like Eddie Haskell?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched Leave It to Beaver in a recent enough time to be able to
Well, I'm not talking about his voice. I'm talking about that talky, well, I don't know, Mrs. Cleaver, because it was inadvertent. Just a smart ass.
I know that somebody there was somebody it was Colin Albert. Karen called Colin Albert Eddie Haskell. Like
No way.
Yeah, she said it.
Oh, that's
yeah.
See?
After Colin had testified, she didn't outright say Colin was like Eddie Haskell. She just looked into Tom's camera and went Eddie Haskell. And it was funny. I was streaming it live. I was streaming it live, and I was like,
yeah, I watched with you a few days, so that's so funny. Anyways, I won't take up any more of your time. You have a great night. Free Karen Reed.
You too. Yes, free Karen Reed. Thank you.
Call from.
Jillian.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Jillian.
What's up, Jillian?
What's going on? I want to talk about the trash bag train wreck that did Aaron O'Keefe's sister that did the Dateline. What are we gonna do with that? Are you gonna do a deep dive, or are we just gonna? We
do
need
a
like
deep
a
dive
lot more.
on what? Like that.
So apparently, no, there's a whole video. I guess like Aussie Insider has like she's like giving like Red Sox umpire hand signals in the courtroom the whole time.
Is she though? You know what I mean?
Listen, I put it on in the gym. It got me through, and then I was like, wait a minute, we might have something here. I don't know. I think it's worth a deep dive. I think it's worth a few minutes.
I don't know, man. That sounds.
But why is she the only representative of the whole family?
Because she's just some asshole that wanted to be on Dateline, just like the dumb redheaded idiot that fucking wanted to be on 2020.
Where do they get these people?
Because they come
Where do they get
forward.
these people?
Yeah, like they can't get anybody else in the family to do it, so they come and they get these people. Like,
God bless.
I
don't know.
Dude, like that shit was so funny. You saw the quote, right? That Turtle Boy put up that John O'Keefe.
I didn't.
You don't know what he said? Yo. I think the quote had something to do with it. It said, this is John O'Keefe saying it. He said, the only thing that I know of Beth is that she eats or that she has a cat she stays at home with and eats Hot Pockets.
I feel like
that's what John O'Keefe said about her.
John O'Keefe's brother Paul. He needs a hug. He needs a hot, but he needs a good, his wife. I don't know. We need to sub out that wife. But let someone else call. I hope that next time you come here, you get great food in the North End, and we appreciate your hard work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, peace.
All right, bye.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Will, it's Beach Life from Mass. It's
Beach
Gina.
Life from Mass. Gina, what's up?
Hey, longtime subscriber, almost a year member.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah. So, hey, I love your imitation of Auntie Bev. You are a true linguist, I guess. Your accent, your Boston
Thespian!
accent.
I am a thespian, and I will not
Your,
be minimized
yes.
by the likes of you, peasant. I have played Faust. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you crack me up. So plus your Boston accent is very close, I might have to say, to us up here in Massachusetts. Very proud of you.
Oh, well, thank you. All right. That's high praise. Thank you very
So,
much.
do you think you'll be traveling back up here again?
Eventually.
Or what? Yeah.
Eventually.
Okay.
I just don't have it in the cards of when I'm going to do it. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Oh,
up there.
sweet.
So,
Is it?
at some point.
Yeah. So I drove by the Middleborough Mass standout today, and those people are awesome.
Yeah.
I had to drive by 3 times. I drove by 3 times.
That's awesome. Good for you. And honking your horn and
It's
shit.
near where I live, and I
support.
just wanted to show support. They were awesome.
Badass, man. Badass. That's awesome.
Yeah. So no, I just wanted to thank you for covering this case. I'm pretty on the down low on this because I know some family members on John's side, but I am keeping it on the down low. But, free Karen Reed, and thank you again for all that you're doing. You and Melanie and Turtle Boy and Mazza, and Tommy, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for doing this and spreading the word.
It's a great community, man. I'm grateful to be a part of it.
You are so part of it. So hopefully I get to meet you when you come back up to Mass. And thank you for all you do.
Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Awesome.
You're welcome.
And being a member and everything, you're amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I've been following you since Gabby Petito.
Oh, right on. Yeah, that's what a shit show.
Yeah, and then Summer Wells and all that. So yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
So
that's a minute, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you followed all the Bullhorn Betty stuff and all that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Craziness. So thanks for all you do, and hope to get to meet you soon.
Right on. Thank you for calling.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
What's up, Kelly Reed? Kelly Reed in the chat, y'all. Gotta give her props.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hello.
Yes.
This Will?
It is.
Awesome. I really enjoy watching you, and I think when you and Melanie are together on her show or your show, I don't know, y'all got some kind of way of really expressing things very well, and I enjoy it very much. And I don't know if it was this last time or the time before, but one of the things that aggravated me about this Dateline show was the way the narrative keeps going about it was John getting hit in the back of the head that killed him. And that was not what killed him. If you listen to the neuropathologist, and I think, because I emailed Melanie, and she started to bring it up with you at one point about what happened to him is exactly what Karen has said.
Hypothermia, wasn't it?
No, he was pulverized, and she had a crack in her taillight. The neuropathologist, yes, it had to do with the hypothermia too as well. I didn't mean to say no. But it was a combination of the two. But really what killed him was a slow death, that subarachnoid hemorrhage that happened where He got damage in his frontal lobe, both his left lobe, temporal lobe, his right temporal lobe, and then the unsides started going together and hemorrhaging into the pons to where it went down into the spinal cord area and cut off his breathing and cut off everything about what his brain's supposed to do to help his body stay alive. And Lally asked her all the right questions, and she answered them. Okay, remember Melanie bringing her up about being in the green dress with the tattoos on her arm?
Mm-hmm.
And you got excited. You said, oh, yeah, I like her. Mm-hmm. Well, you need to listen to what she had to say. Now, Melanie, when she covered it, she was the only person that had to chastise her chat to stop talking about her clothing and her tattoos and pay attention. This doctor is talking about John's brain. She's a little brain doctor, and this is what killed John. The thing is, the defense didn't even cross-examine her.
Well, then how did the if she's the brain doctor, then how did he not die from a brain injury or from a head injury?
Well, he did. That was what killed him.
Okay, but you just said it wasn't.
No, from damage to his temporal lobe, both right and left, and even more so on the left, and in the frontal lobe. And that caused
we all know that. Yeah, we all know that the injury to the back of his head is what caused his death. That's what.
No, it wasn't to the back of the head. It was the injuries to the front of the head and the temporal lobes. That's what caused the subarachnoid, I forgot what she called it, hemorrhage. That's what caused the major hemorrhage. Now, the doctor, the older doctor from Ireland, he did say that the blow to the back of the head probably knocked him out, which was probably a blessing in a way, because to die from that hemorrhage to where he slowly dies until he stops breathing, and that's what caused the vomiting and the seizures. And how did he vomit into his underwear? He had to have been sitting up or standing up and had blood down the front of his shirt. All that is so important. And it's like,
oh yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was left out,
Yeah.
So,
especially what that doctor had to say. Lally just, he asked all the right questions and she answered them. She answered them very informative and tried to break it down for the jury and everybody. But I think what happened is what Melanie chastised her chat about. People were paying more attention to what she was wearing than what she was saying. And then Lally immediately brought on the ME, and all he got her to talk about was the blow to the back of the head, hit by a car. And he didn't go into that hemorrhage that he suffered. That actually was the cause of him dying. Just rewatch it if you get a chance. And I really think if people talk more about that than all this other petty stuff that's going on with Twitter and people. Now, I feel like it's a good time, and I may be putting a damper on your good time today because of things that are happening. But we can't guarantee that there's not going to be another time.
It's just to focus on that right now. There's really no point in it because, either it's going to get brought up in trial again if it's that important. It'll get brought up in the next trial, and that's if this even gets to trial. Because more and more, it's looking like there's even less of a chance to see it going to trial again. So, because she still has a chance to get those counts 1 and 3 dropped. She still has a chance to do that. So,
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that so much. I hope he doesn't. But
right, Kelly Reed, I agree.
Maybe he'll do the ethical thing and realize that no way could she have killed him. He wasn't hit by a car. He didn't die from a blow to the back of his head. He died from being pulverized, from being punched in the left and right temporal lobes and the frontal lobes.
Yeah, that it's just
you have an email. I was going to say.
But I don't. That's again. That's something that the those injuries. Like there was no. actual injuries to his face. You know what I mean? Like he had the 2 black eyes, but it was even explained by the ME that could have happened from the blow to the back of his head. So
that's exactly what Lally counted on. That's exactly what Lally tried to say. But if you listen to the neuropathologist, okay, the ME sent the brain to her to figure out what killed him, and she figured it out. And
well,
she
then why
stated
did
it.
she? No, she didn't, because it was undetermined. The cause of death was undetermined.
But
Which
that's
works,
what the ME said.
which
And the
works
same
for the,
ME is working on Enrique.
yeah, like
That's the same
I
ME
mean,
that's going to do
right.
him. He got brain
The
damage
thing
as well.
is, it's just the whole thing is like he wasn't hit by a car. So, you know, like we
No.
already know that. We know that I mean, so yeah, I mean, is that helpful information? Sure, but it doesn't necessarily prove anything, because what ends up happening is what matters is whatever the ME put in the report, first of all, and then second of all, what matters is the fact that there were 2 independent experts that determined, hired by the FBI, that he wasn't even hit by a car. So, I mean, you know, I mean, as like I said, I mean, the information that you're talking about, is it helpful in convincing that Karen Reed is innocent, or creating doubt that she's guilty at least? Absolutely, 100%. But that's going to come back seat to a lot of other things that prove Karen being innocent. Does that make sense?
It kind of makes sense, but I want to differ with you, because I think it's the most important thing, because everybody just keeps harping on the fact of what the ME and Lally tried to put across, that he got hit when he fell back and hit the back of his
I don't
head.
think that you're really getting what I'm trying to say is even if you're right, it doesn't matter, because the ME has already submitted her report. It's already a dead issue. That's it. You know what I mean?
As far as it being
The
undetermined,
pathologist, she testified already. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like it doesn't matter now. You know?
well, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you. If you get a chance, there's another channel. It's called The Expert. I don't know if you know him. He's friends with the Broken Baker.
Yeah. I
And
know the
he
Broken
put out a video where he had a special. He does silly stuff. Okay, he really doesn't do trial stuff. But he had one video, and it was entitled "What Happened to John O'Keefe." And he had an attorney on, a very good attorney, who had spent many, many years as a attorney in civil cases for mainly people with brain damage from accidents and from things like that, and got brain damage. If you go listen to her, I think you understand why I feel like this is very, very important.
Nobody's saying it's
And
not
she was
important. I'm
criticized.
saying it's not important in the sense that there's nothing to be done about it now. What do you propose is done about it, is my question to you.
I'm talking about if they go to a new trial, that the defense hopefully will call their own neuropathologist if they don't want to cross her. Okay. Or,
So
and really
don't bring
harp
the
on that,
tattoo lady
because
up
the
on the
jury
stand,
didn't
but
get that. The jury believed she was drunk and she accidentally hit him, and he hit the back of his head and died.
it's not true.
And they didn't
Not
believe
true.
that the
Some of
guy
the
from
jury did,
Arkansas.
but some of the jury
Well,
did.
some
But
of it did, but some of them didn't.
right.
Some of them still felt like they
The
had
only
to
reason they
convict her
didn't was
on
because they
something.
didn't know that the FBI hired the crash experts.
Right. And the judge may not allow that in again.
Yeah, but why wouldn't the judge allow it? First of all, if it's true that Judge Bev isn't even going to cover it, isn't even going to preside over it, then there's no reason why any honest judge would keep that out. So, I mean, that's why everybody's celebrating today. That's why everybody's so happy, is because there's a reliable source that dictates that
I am very happy too,
Judge
and I'm
Bev is not going to reside. So,
and I think what Mark Bettero's letters have done, and maybe things are fixing to get fixed, I don't know. But I don't know whether we can trust Brennan, okay, as to whether or not he's going to be ethical.
I do. I know we can't. He's not to be trusted at all.
Okay, and you were saying that earlier. You were saying that earlier in your show about,
No
we're gonna trust the crime.
no
defended
ethical
a mom.
prosecutor would look at all the evidence in this case and move forward with it. No ethical prosecutor would do that.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
That's what it boils down to.
Exactly.
So
And
that's
if you
that's
listen
why
to a
I
lot
say
of
Hank
the
Brennan's
attorneys-
full of shit. So
See, I mainly always been covering, following YouTube, what they call law tube. Most of the attorneys that break down the legalese of everything.
Mhm.
That interests me very much. And if you go listen to that expert show I told you about, that woman is a legalese. She's an attorney. And she makes it make sense that is where they didn't get the win. I really thought, after listening to all that information and the court and the trial, that afternoon they would come back with an acquittal. It didn't happen. Because anybody with common sense would realize Karen did not kill John O'Keefe. The evidence was not there. Did not happen.
right.
But the jury got mixed up. Thought Turtle Boy hired Archer guys,
Some of
and
them.
they still felt like it was their job, that John O'Keefe needs justice. So they're going to blame an innocent person and come up with their own theories, that, she was so drunk, she must have accidentally hit him. And I would hate to see that happen again, for Karen's sake. I mean, this is horrible.
I don't
what
think
that
it's
woman
going
going
to.
through.
I don't think it's going to.
I hope you're right.
Me too. All right. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
You're looking tired. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
All right. I'll take one more caller. It's me, not her.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Tom.
Tom. How are
Who
you?
loves you, big guy?
What's up, buddy?
How's everything?
Top CPU, everybody.
Let me get off this Bluetooth thing. There we go. Hey.
Where were you like fucking 15 minutes ago, homie? God damn it. Tom hung up. I lost Tom. This is somebody else. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Linda.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. I just have a comment. From the very beginning, when they brought in Hank Brennan,
Uh-huh.
I didn't trust him from the beginning. And now I believe the reason why he took the case, he has political ambitions.
Yeah, that's the common that's what makes the most sense.
Yeah. Yes, but I heard in the very beginning, I heard a lot of other people, and I would be so annoyed watching. I'm watching on my television that I, couldn't say anything. They're saying, "Oh, it's great that he's coming in. He's going to break everything up with the truth and all." And I'm sitting here screaming, "He is not going to do that." My goodness, I almost said, how dumb can you be? He is coming in to nail Karen. And the reason that he took the case, he's not even being paid that much compared to other high end.
Dude, he's getting like half of what Mello was getting. And Mello's like the worst lawyer ever.
Exactly.
Dude, it's so funny to me that like I've been calling this guy for months the worst lawyer ever, and like Bettero's making like that come to fruition, like he's manifesting it being shown, because he's gonna
Bettero,
he's gonna put the guy on the fucking stand. Like he's gonna put the prosecutor on the stand.
Yes. I can't wait. It seems like the dominoes are beginning to fall.
Yeah, they absolutely are. You have to be the worst fucking prosecutor in the world if you end up being called to the stand by the defense. I mean, dude, like.
Oh, I know. Mellow yellow, I call him. Mellow yellow.
Yeah.
and I'm just so pleased how everything's starting to come to fruition. And then seeing how now Tully, well, he was rehomed, and I'm sure there's more to come and more to come out. And it's
Yes.
wonderful news about Auntie Bev. She's not going to be on the case, and I hope they just go in and throw the case out because there's no evidence.
There is no
And
evidence.
it was proven
There
that
is no
Karen did not hit him with a car. He was beat up in that house.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. For sure.
I agree.
But anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and I felt really good that I could say it out loud.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that you got to do it here. Thanks for watching and calling in.
Oh, thank you. I watch you all the time. You're fantastic.
That's awesome.
You and Melanie Little. You two are my favorite.
Oh man, that means a lot. Yeah, like it's high praise. Like it's been a real pleasure getting to collaborate with her. So
Yes,
yeah,
she's wonderful.
her community's welcomed me, and I'm very grateful for that.
Well, you take care and you have a good evening.
All right, you too. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Call from
Tom.
Tom, you're back. I was gonna close this out, man, but you made it. You made it.
Yay.
What's
I
up?
couldn't let you guys down, man. Listen, this is craziness, isn't it?
It's fucking great, bro. Like
any trial ever. Have you ever seen this many people get in this much trouble in this is a short period of time? Think about that.
It is. Tom, I'm going to let you take over the show for just a minute. I got to step away just for a second. Okay?
Sure.
You're taking over the show. Talk to everybody.
Woo! Listen, everyone, I'm glad you're all here. First off, thank you above everything. Thank you for supporting Karen Reed. It's absolutely unacceptable what they're doing to this poor girl. This poor person, Karen, who most of us don't know, could be you, could be me, could be anybody that you know. Thank God, thank the Lord, she had the resources to stand up and fight this battle. And look at what she's fought. Look at what she's fighting. She's fighting not just the battle, she's fighting the whole system that the battle has to be fought in. So, I mean, I have all the faith in the world that she's gonna walk out of this on top of everything. She's as invested in this as anybody, as she should be, right? It's her defense, and she's doing an amazing job at that, just helping her attorneys who are just next level. Unfortunately, we have to do this again in January. Hopefully not. The Supreme Court's going to hopefully help us out and rule this all it should be unconstitutional because it's double jeopardy. You know, can't be tried for the same crime twice.
Right.
And she was already tried, found innocent or not guilty.
Well, she has that.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very confident. Now, to touch on what you were just saying earlier, you were saying that that Karen is, she's got all the support and everything, and you really believe that she's going to come out on top. And I got to piggyback off that because one thing that I know is most everybody here, when I first started this case over a year ago, we all had the hope, or we all knew that Karen Reed was going to come out on top. We believed it then, and I think that has been the fuel, just knowing, just being on the side of right, being on the side of the truth.
And look at the people that are standing up next to us. We have Mark Bedrow, who's got his whole career on the line, standing up for Aiden, who stood up for Karen, who stood up for herself. and we got to at least stand up for them, right?
Yeah, Betterow just was like, he came in and was like, "Here, hold my Woodford." Hold my Woodford.
Welcome to Boston. Hold on a second. Give me a minute.
Yeah, it was
Man.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
he was basically like, "Okay, so wait, we have all of this evidence. We can prove all of this. All right, well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it very public by filing a letter to the very people we're accusing."
I mean, just
beautiful.
Listen, that doesn't happen without the support of everyone that's listening right now. Everyone, you guys are the ones that are making the difference.
Yeah,
it's the donations to Aiden, the donations to Karen. All this adds up. So this is much to do with you guys watching right now, as it is with these people who have their lives on the line for the most part.
Yeah, man. And Tom, you're always out there, man. Ever since I started following this case, man, you've been out there, and we've been, I've been streaming your content from down there, boots on the ground and everything. And
yeah, I don't think I've missed a day.
No, you've been amazing.
No.
Like,
well,
yeah.
if she's got to show up, I don't see why I can't, right?
Right. I mean,
she's got to be there.
Yeah, that's you and Scott McGinnis, man. You guys are just
Scott,
something else.
What a great guy. He's been there every single time. I mean, he's just awesome. There's nothing else you can say about Scott other than he's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, we're blessed to have all these amazing people in our little group that we're all, FKR. We're all, crazies, they call us, right? We're the crazy ones.
Right.
Where's Tully? Where's everyone else? Everyone's jumping out of the DA's office pretty quick now, aren't they? They're all leaving.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's jumping ship except for this one dude who's going to be a spokesperson who's leaving the Sun Chronicle, is it? To be Michael Morrissey's mouthpiece? That seems weird, man. That seems like Morrissey's got something on him. Like, it makes no sense. Why would you leave that cushy ass job to jump on a sinking ship? Makes no sense.
That's right. You're right.
Think of it in political terms. Like, there's no way after all this he's going to get reelected. There's people running against him. At this point, it's like anybody but him is how people are thinking. So he's not going to win. So it makes no sense. Like, it's really pecking at my brain why this dude would leave his job at the Chronicle to go work for Morrissey.
So my question is, these people that are running against Morrissey, what's their thoughts on Karen Reed? They got to have an opinion. And my vote matters, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to talk about that. Any DA, like, once they start like campaigning, somebody needs to ask them, what do you plan on doing about the Karen Reed situation?
Well, I asked the new state police guy what he's going to, I had sent him a letter to ask for an interview, and he pretty much said no.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's been busy, the new guy, so we'll give him some time.
It's a bad political move for anybody to just ignore the Karen Reed situation that's happening in front of everyone's face. It's all anybody's talking about over there.
And unfortunately, you're right. It's political. It's not factual. If it was factual, she'd be a free girl right now. Aiden wouldn't be up on charges. Right. It's all political. You're right. Yep. I hope everyone else can see that, because that's you get your vote. When you vote, this is what you're voting for. What we have right now.
What do you think of the latest stuff going on with Sue O'Connell? We never got to talk about that. Because I know
I'm
you've
really
met her.
Disappointed.
I've seen you talk to her.
I brought her. I introduced her around. Talked to you. This is this person. This is blah blah blah. And oh yeah, you got to talk to this one. Here's Sue, and she was nice. And I said hi to her every morning. She was pleasant, nice person. I don't see how she gets that opinion.
Right.
I just don't see it.
It sure seems like it's being fed to her, doesn't it? And
well,
dances around
just like the guy like the guy who's coming into the DA's office, right? How can you make this look good?
Right. What do you think you're gonna say on behalf of Michael Morrissey that's gonna get the people to go, oh, okay? Why didn't you say so?
Listen, they're in damage control at this mode right now.
Oh my God! See,
they're putting fires out.
That makes me feel, and I don't want to get my hopes too high, but that makes me feel like it makes me wonder. Let me word it like that. It makes me ask the question: if I wonder if there's the people in the Norfolk County DA's office are privy to information as far as Josh Levy's investigation goes, and is he about to close in, and is that why they're playing damage control right now?
Well, think about this. If Norfolk County is as corrupt as we all know it to be, and they move a judge, Bev was staying. Her feet were planted. She was going nowhere.
Yeah, she was making sure. Look, I mean,
I'm not going. This is mine. I want Brian Walsh next, baby.
She sets a date on a Saturday. She sets a date for a hearing to hear the Commonwealth's most recent motion that we just went over.
How bad you got to screw up?
Without the defense filing a response. That never happens.
Exactly.
So she sets a date before the defense even has a chance to respond to the motion. So that stinks. And then the next day, Howie Carr comes out with that post.
Yeah. Listen, they moved a judge who was firmly implanted in Norfolk County. If that doesn't tell you that now look at the judge. Okay. Now look at Tully, right? David Traub, the other spokesman who left, he quit.
Right. Yeah.
He was the guy he was the mouthpiece. He was Karen Reed's guilty, remember? He was all rah, rah, rah.
I'm out. He was like, I'm out.
What's it take for him to leave?
Right. That's I mean, it seems
this is a corrupt place, don't forget. He had his cake and he could eat it too, and he bailed. I'm out.
Right.
And then you have Proctor.
Yeah.
You had an investigation into Uri and Fanning. Remember Fanning said he never got the text message when he was on vacation?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get it. Okay.
Now Fanning, we don't need to worry too much about Fanning, because I think that we know that the Sandra Birchmore case is under Josh Levy's radar. It's on his radar right now.
Yeah.
So and the investigation into that, because right now the first thing, I mean, you look back at that press conference and you look at all of the questions being asked. All the questions are basically the same question, which is, why was this ruled a suicide in the first place? Is there going to be an investigation into the investigation as to why it was ruled suicide in the first place? Fanning's all over that. So it's just a matter of time before Josh Levy feels like he has enough evidence, and I guarantee you he will either indict Fanning or he will use Fanning to get more information. But Fanning is going to be key, I think.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because Fanning, I think, dealt directly with the medical examiner. Remember the ME who he said said to Proctor, "You're an amateur because you couldn't get that ruled something different."
You couldn't get a murder
amateur.
Yeah, you couldn't get a murder determination.
Yeah, I mean that's the games they're playing, and these are people's lives on the other end, dude. At the other end of the thing is someone's life.
That's why we're here.
Mother, father, sister, brother don't matter.
Yep, that's why we're here.
And I have a question. Well, what does her brother's cell phone records got to do with anything? Was he even in Canton that day?
Yeah, it's crazy. And
why?
Yeah,
really, like seriously, Will. That's you better go chase rubber ducks, people, because that's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Look at the facts. Look at the injuries on John. Look at the injuries on the vehicle. They don't line up. Match them up for anybody. Put his arm here, put his head here. They don't work.
That was the first thing for Melanie Little. She says that it was the injuries that made her go, wait a second.
Yes.
This doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense.
They spent $500,000 to tell you it was not the car that did that. Factually done. And these are smart people, guys.
Yeah.
These are brilliant. Yeah. So I believe that guy says it didn't happen.
I agree.
Forget about the money, right? Just the science that goes into him making that determination.
Right. I mean,
So,
he
yeah.
made a cannon.
Listen, we all need the same determination to stick this out and get this thing fixed. All of it. The Karen, the Birchmore, the Casey, all of them. Unfortunately, there's so many more. There's so many more, because this is not the first rodeo. Don't forget.
No, it's
wait till we get into it. I just saw something else where Boston cops were using a young 16-year-old girl, and then they did the same thing to her. This isn't 28 years ago.
Yeah,
so I'm looking into that. There's so much out there. It's horrible. But
the way
listen, thanks. We can't let that go. We got to stand up and say no, stop. So, and everyone that does the standouts, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are amazing,
dude. We went around the world. Will, think about that.
Yeah. That's
take
great.
Karen Reed, take Aiden out of the equation. There's no such thing.
Yeah. So amazing, man. The standouts. I know there was a couple of standouts today, and Dina called and got to talk to her.
Listen, these people are awesome freaking people, man. They got no quit. None of them.
Yeah.
They're all just straight up. This is wrong, and this is what I believe. So again, those people that are out there, the people that are watching, listening, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, listen, you guys all have a great night. Cherry, happy birthday. I love you, my girl.
Happy birthday, Cherry. All right, Tom. Thanks for everything you do, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Later. Anytime. Later, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Phone lines are now closed. And folks, that is and Kelly Reed says, I was at a standout, the whole Reed family. I love it. Yes. And big shout outs to Kelly Reed and the Reed. I mean, being in chat right now and saying that, let me tell you, they're absolutely the real deal, man. This family 150% supports Karen. I'll tell you, I was sitting at that dinner with these wonderful folks, and I got to sit right next to Nathan, and I said, I just had to ask him, and I was just so, how's everyone like handling this, like how is, I mean, I'm sitting right next to this guy, so I have to ask him, and I'm like, how is everybody, and he's like, well, we're just fighting on. And I was like, I mean, you guys ever think about just, and I couldn't even say it, but he knew what I meant. And he was just like, no, never. He's like, it's not an option. It's not a choice. It's not a choice. Like we have to fight. And that right there was what solidified that Karen was absolutely innocent. Like this family is when it comes to that, when it comes to, there was no hesitation. You know what I mean? Like if somebody was guilty and they're just like, okay, I'm just going to defend my sister no matter what, there would have been a bit of a different vibe in that answer. He was just, there's we're we're not, there's no other option other than to fight on. And that's what you do when you are A, innocent and being accused of a crime when you are innocent, and B, truly genuinely believe in justice. because I've said this before, and I haven't said it in a long time, but I'll say it again. Karen Reed, ironically, is fighting a system that is Karen Reed is using a system with faith in that very system that is currently trying to railroad her. That is somebody who genuinely believes in justice. That's somebody who believes that our justice system was created to defend all of us. The justice is blind. And the way that she sees it is justice has to prevail here. It has to. It has to. That is faith. That's faith. That's drive, relentless fight, but it's also faith. Because a lot of people at this point would just be like, how do I fight this? This is too much. It's an entire system. People in powerful positions in the law have the power. I mean, she's fighting a corrupt judge. She's counting on this very corrupt judge. She's counting on her attorneys to present such a compelling defense that this corrupt judge will have no choice but to rule in her favor. That's amazing. That is everything that tells me that she's actually innocent. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Sunday night. I had such a good time as always. Clubber already knows when I start wrapping things up. He can tell by my tone. But yeah, you guys are absolutely amazing, and I'm really grateful for you guys. And I've got some new subscribers, and I'm really grateful for the new subscribers. I really hope that you guys are enjoying the channel. I'm really enjoying myself interacting with you guys. It's really great, and I want to thank you guys for hitting the like if you haven't already, and all the support. Thank you so much, all you guys. David Reese, thank you so much. Turtle Boy isn't the hero we want, but he's the hero we need. I'm okay with it. I'll take it. You know, I don't have a problem with him being a hero. He's been doing great with it. CPU Mod 1, you awesome, Will. I was blessed to meet you. Love your authenticity. Thank you so much, CPU Mod 1. You're amazing. And all the work you do. I appreciate you. Guys, you guys are amazing, man. Thank you guys so much. I do love you guys very, very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.